We are back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the games I played in October. And I got through 5 games total this month, so we're going to go through all 5 of them. The first game I beat this month was Still Wakes the Deep. Got this from Video Games Plus. They had a really good deal on it. It was like 45 bucks, and the game's like upwards of like 90 now. Canadian at least. And you know what? It's actually a very short game. I expected this game to be a lot longer. It was about like 4 to 5 hours long. It was really short, but it was really good. It was a great time, and I'm definitely going to platinum it in the future because it's really not that bad. But yeah, it was really good. It was really fun. It was scary. They do the hiding sequences where like I think you did hide in lockers in that game, but like it didn't come up to the locker and like sniff you out or whatever. But there was a lot of stealth sequences where you're really trying to avoid the creature to detect you. And before going into this game, I really had no idea what was going to be trying to kill me, what was going to be trying to scare me, and I was not thinking it was going to be a freaky fucking creature like that. I'll debate on showing spoilers of what it looks like. I mean, if a game trailer kind of shows it off, then I'll show it off that way. But otherwise, I won't show it. I'll let everyone else who wants to play the game in the future find that out for themselves. But yeah, that was a very, very good game for me, and I did give it a 9 out of 10. I do like to give little reviews for myself, just to kind of remember how I felt about a game, and I don't know, just to kind of like look back and see if my opinion changes maybe over time, but I still agree with that 9 out of 10. That was a very, very good horror game, and I had a ton of fun playing it, even though I shit myself multiple times. It was a great game, and visually, it looked fucking amazing as well. The set pieces were beautiful, man. It was a nice game. It was very, very beautiful and scary shit. The second game we beat of the month, I do not have physically because I did get rid of it, and that was Alien Isolation. I played it on the Switch, which is pretty crazy. It did not play good on the Switch. It ran at about 30 FPS, maybe sometimes even slower at times, and it was like a 25-hour game. It was long to get. It was a lot to get through for the Switch, because a 25-hour game on the Switch running at the FPS it does probably turns into about a 28, 29-hour game. And that's, I think, what did end up happening. I think I did play about 26, 27 hours, technically, even though it's like a 25-hour game. But it was still really good. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. I give this higher than Still Wakes the Deep because Alien Isolation, even if it's running at that FPS, as long as you're not playing on the hardest difficulty or something, it is a fucking amazing time. I know that there's people who don't really like the mechanic of like hiding from a creature or hiding from something in a horror game. They feel like it's very gimmicky, it's very fucking slow and lame. It's scary as shit. I don't like being followed or knowing that something is walking around and just kind of looking for me at all times. And especially in Alien Isolation, the AI of the fucking alien in this game was so ahead of its time. It has a mind of its own. It really does. It will do the most random things. It is completely unpredictable. It will decide to hunt you at times and decide to leave you alone, and you won't really know when that's going to happen because anything can happen at any given moment, especially if you're too loud. Even though you have like a flamethrower and a gun, you get all this stuff to like kind of defend yourself, and it's still scary as shit. Like even the gimmicky jump scares they do, like when you first see the androids and you turn around and it like jump scares you. It does like a loud music thing and you're like, holy shit! It's like, even after, it's not like a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare. It was like, that was an actually well constructed jump scare. You didn't literally scream at me or anything. Like the android didn't like scream at me or really pop in my face. I grabbed the fucking like motion detector thing, saw the little beep, turned around and shit myself because I was not ready for that. And that's just, it was perfect timing and it was perfectly done. And that's exactly how you should do something like that. I think the game really does what it does well. And 25 hours is pretty long, but honestly, those 25 hours went by really fucking quickly. And that's always a good sign. If your game is over 20 hours long and it feels like it was like maybe like 10, 15 hours, you did something right. Because that just means you're enjoying it so much that the time just flies by and you don't even realize it. After that, it was Silent Hill 2. I've been waiting on this game, and this is pretty much the game that made me solidify, like, this month I'm only going to be playing horror games, and this is going to be right in the middle of it. And this, to me, was the best game I played this month. This game is a 10 out of 10. This might be my game of the year. Astrobot, you were amazing, but this game was so good. This game was so fucking good, man. That game was so good. Never played a Silent Hill before in my life, by the way. That was such a good start. They made it feel so much like the Resident Evil remakes, which is not a bad thing. You should not stray away from taking a formula from a game that does something so damn well. You took away tank controls. You didn't do the tank controls, kind of like how Resident Evil used to do the tank controls. And then you did the third-person overhead, just like the Resident Evil remakes. And that's exactly how I wanted them to do it, and I'm so happy that they did it exactly like that. The story is good. It took turns that I really wasn't ready for. It was mindfuckery, but not too much. It was scary as fuck at times too, man. It was like at all times I was so scared when I heard sounds. I fucking felt tingles down my spine. It was terrible at times, and I hated it. And that's perfect. That's exactly how I should feel at times. I should absolutely be just terribly scared by the just environment alone, being worried that there will be something around every corner, those fucking legs that sit around the corners waiting to attack you. Oh my god, the amount of times those things fucking scared me, man. Even though I thought I checked a corner, it ends up being even closer to that corner and hiding in it, and then it still attacks you, and you're like, holy fuck! It was so good. That game was great. I also played through this game melee only first time. I don't know why. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. It did give me a trophy, sure, but, like, I don't know why I did it. I could have used a gun by all means. But it actually made boss fights strangely easy. Boss fights were really, really buggy when it came to, like, dodge spamming and, like, melee only and not using your gun. I don't know if they're easy anyway if you use a gun, but when I used just my pipe and I just dodged constantly, the bosses just got fucking destroyed, man. It was a walk in the park. But yeah, that is probably my game of the year. I don't know if I've ever given out a 10 out of 10 before, but I'm giving it to that one. That was such a good game. My next game I played was A Quiet Place. Another pretty short game. This was probably only like 6 to 7 hours long. So it's a bit longer than Still Wakes the Deep, but still pretty short, I'd say. When you're under 10 hours, you're kind of a short game, I'd say. It was good. It's nowhere near to the level of Silent Hill 2. It does what it needs to do right. It only cost $40. It wasn't a full price game, so being short on the short end is completely fine. That's the thing, like, thank God I didn't buy Alan Wake at the like $90 price tag. Buying a $90 game and getting 4 hours out of it fucking sucks. Even if it's amazing, that does suck. But this was like 6 hours out of it for $40, and it did what it was supposed to do. It did. You don't really get to run around. You don't get to do like whatever the fuck you want. You know, you have to be quiet, and that's the way it is. And I actually played through the entire game with the mic enabled, and that was really fun. I'm so happy they added that feature into the game. Being worried about making a sound, or even being worried about the background noise, like walking around, like a car coming by, someone shutting a door, you're like you're fucking freaking out from it because you're so worried the creature's gonna hear you. It was pretty fun in that way, and I think they did it pretty well. I'm very happy that they did the mic thing, and I think the story could have had more to it, but it's fine. I would say they didn't really do anything wrong. They just could have done more, but that's why to me it's 7 out of 10. It's not an 8. It's not a 9. It's not a 10. I feel like you'd have to be on the story point of like the first Quiet Place to really get me to give it a higher than 7, but that's a pretty high ask considering that story was amazing. And the last game that I am playing this month is Alan Wake 2. Alright, it finally came out. I was patient enough, and they finally did a physical with all the expansions. At least I think all the expansions, unless the newest one doesn't come on this, I'm not 100%. So it also comes with Alan Wake Remastered, which is really cool. It comes with it as a voucher, but I already own the game digitally, so it's fucking useless for me. But yeah, I am very happy that I got this game. I'm very happy I stayed patient and didn't buy it digitally, because now I do get the expansions on top of it, even though it was like a $120 game for me. But I'm just, dude, I've been playing through this. I haven't actually beaten it yet, so I can't say my like actual like review thoughts of like saying it's like a 9, 8, whatever. To me right now, this is probably like an 8.5 to a 9. This is a very fucking solid game. It is another survival horror. I mean, what can I say? I love survival horrors. Well, how many of these were survival horrors? 2 of them? I don't know if you call Alien Isolation a survival horror. You might actually, yeah. You do manage your inventory and like kind of figure that stuff out. So yeah, I'd say Alien Isolation was a survival horror as well. So I played 3 survival horrors this month, and I'd say pretty much this year, because for the most part, I'm not really gonna be playing any horror games for the rest of the year. I played 5 in 1 month, or like 4 in 1 month. That is plenty for me for the year. I am so like uncomfortable and like I don't even know how to explain the feeling I have right now since I've been playing so many horror games in just 1 month. But Alan Wake 2, dude, it's been so good. It's not really that scary. It gets like honestly annoying jump scares where like afterwards I am like fuck off. Like that's actually annoying because it just feels artificially like it's scaring me. Like it knows that it's not really scaring me outside of that, so it's just scaring me with that shit. And that shit actually is like very disturbing, some of the shit that you see, like an old like I know, but like when you die as Alan Wake, they do like this weird shot where he looks so fucked. It looks so ugly and gross. It's weird looking, and that's more like disturbing than scary. But the game can be scary at times, and it can do good in that. And the first hour of this game was so fucking good. The intro to this game is amazing, where you're like the FBI agent, you're investigating, you're kind of finding out what's happening with this crime, and then it goes crazy like that. It just turns the table immediately. I'm almost done this game. I'm very close to doing it, so it's probably going to be a bit into November, but I've had plenty of fun playing it. It's been an amazing game. It's probably going to get an 8.5, 9, maybe even a 9.5. So yeah, a lot of the horror games I played this year, they were up there. They were very, very good. Obviously Silent Hill 2 being my favorite. Such a good game. I hope that they remake some of the other Silent Hills. I would fucking love that. I want to play more of this, but I want to play more of this Silent Hill 2 remake. I want to play Silent Hill 3 remake, Silent Hill 1 remake. You know, I want to play a remake so that it feels like Silent Hill 2's remake, because that felt amazing to play. But yeah, guys, that is going to do it for the video. That is all the games I played this month. So I got this stack right here, plus, you know, imagine Alien Isolation, that as well. But yeah, guys, I will see you guys in the next video where I will bring up the games I played in November. But yeah, that's going to do it for the video. I will see you in the next one. Peace.